BRITech es una empresa de B2B vertical SaaS FinTech con más de 300 clientes en 13 países. Cuenta con un equipo de más de 80 profesionales dedicados a tiempo completo. Fue fundada bajo el nombre Brit Services en 2012 por Yuryi Ferber y James Harrison, en un principio como empresa de servicios profesionales, pero 2 años más tarde adquiría su nombre actual, BRITech, y se convertía en una empresa de software como servicio dedicada al ecosistema de gestión de inversiones. Hoy hablamos con uno de sus CEOs, Yuryi Ferber.
Yuryi Ferber es el fundador de BRITech, un emprendedor exitoso con una trayectoria de más de 20 años. Yuryi fue anteriormente CEO y fundador de IMF, una empresa líder de software financiero para custodios en el mercado brasileño que luego fue vendida. Se le considera una autoridad muy respetada en el sector tecnológico. A menudo se le pide que asesore a empresas e individuos sobre las mejores prácticas de crecimiento y productos financieros. Antes de fundar IMF, Yuryi pasó 8 años en el Investment Bank Garantía, adquirido por Credit Suisse, como trader y gestor de cartera. La empresa fundada por Yuryi Ferber, BRITech, salió al mercado en 2014 y tiene más de 300 clientes en Europa y América. Es una de las pocas empresas de tecnología que atiende plenamente a todos los actores del ecosistema de gestión de inversiones, incluidos los gestores de activos y patrimonios de tamaño grande y mediano, los administradores de fondos, los corredores y también los asesores de inversiones. Es una empresa tecnológica enfocada al espacio de gestión de patrimonios con un equipo experimentado en dominios con más de 300 clientes en 13 países. Clientes globales que utilizan la tecnología en varios países que cruzan América y Europa con oficinas en 11 ciudades de todo el mundo. BRITech tiene una alta tasa de retención de clientes debido al diseño de un equipo experimentado. Tiene modelo de negocio flexible que nos permite atender empresas de cualquier tamaño, desde grandes empresas hasta pequeñas empresas nuevas con innovación continua gracias a inversiones en I+D. La empresa tiene una tecnología de microservicios moderna con funcionalidades profundas y completas. Sus valores fundamentales están centrados en el cliente, con personas que trabajan en equipo, con una mentalidad positiva y a largo plazo. Es una empresa con mucho liderazgo en el sector y con una gran reputación. Ofrece un mejor producto con el mejor servicio, con un crecimiento sostenible continuo.
I want to welcome Yuryi Ferber, BRITech founder and Chief Executive Officer, and Asier Uribe Echeverría, CEO of the Spanish robo-advisor Fininvest, who is going to accompany us in this chat. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yuryi, my first question is, BRITech is a British-Brazilian fintech SaaS company headquartered in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where you are now. I see you are 10. Mm-hmm. Your company offers an investment management platform which helps financial companies grow their revenues through operational efficiency. But how do you do this? Can you explain what do you do in BRITech?
Sure. So, in the investment management space, you have many players, and we are serving almost all of them, but we are focusing on the asset managers and the wealth managers. So basically, the asset managers, they build funds, mutual funds, and they offer the funds for the people. And the wealth managers, they distribute the funds for the high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals. So basically, we offer software for those companies, asset managers and wealth managers, serve their clients, which are retail people and high net worth and ultra high net worth. That's what we do since the beginning. We were founded in 2012, but we went to the market in 2014.
How did this journey begin? When and mostly why did you decide to start this company?
Yes, so I am in this space for over 20 years. So I started my career in the investment banking industry, and so that's what I know a lot even if you are not the smartest guy in the room, after 20 years, you kind of learn how to do it. And so basically, that's what I do. Over 20 years, I am in the investment management space, and we found this company because I didn't want to not use my domain expertise in this space.
Mm-hmm. And in your opinion, what is the most important thought to bear in mind when you decide to start a business? I don't know if you have an advice for future entrepreneurs.
Yes, I do. The first thing is it's very important to be surrounded of very good people. So people is the most important asset you can have in your company. So first, be surrounded, attract best people and people that know better than you in other things that complement you. So nowadays I learned that you cannot do anything good if you are not surrounded by very good people, very, very talented people. So people, in my opinion, is the best. Is the number one thing to do. The second thing would be so you must know the business that you are starting your company. If you know very well a space that you are opening that company, your startup, I believe you will be successful. So knowing the business and get surrounded of very good and talented people. For me, it's the most important things. After that, it's just a matter of execution.
Okay. Asier, I don't know if you have any question for Yuryi.
Yeah, hello, Yuryi again. BRITech is one of the largest and most successful fintechs in Latin America and in going into and in Europe also and United States. So many places, so many things. In this road, in this way to success, which are your greatest achievements, and what is more important from a learning point of view? What was the point in which you felt you were very close to failure because you were doing something that you couldn't overcome? So the two questions is: what is the biggest menace, the biggest failure you have faced and success going over it? And which are the greatest achievements you have obtained in these years?
Okay, so yes, in the beginning, we committed a mistake. We started the company going after the large clients. Now after 6 years that we went to the market, I can see that it was a mistake. But we recognized the mistake fast, like 1.5 years. After 1.5 years of failure, it was not a failure. It's just a characteristic of the large. If you go after the large client, the large accounts, the unpredictability is a characteristic of this size of a client. So we realized after 1.5 years, almost 18 months, trying to sell to large accounts and not really being successful, we realized that we were targeting the wrong client size. Then we changed the strategy to go after the small and medium enterprises. After 6 years, we do have some large accounts, large banks, large wealth managers, global companies, but 90% of our client base, which is over 300 clients worldwide, 90% of this client base is formed by small and medium enterprises. So I believe it was the biggest mistake, but we realized it. We didn't take so long to realize, and we we adjusted the strategy going after the right client size.
Yuryi, you have talked about the importance of being surrounded by good people. We know that BRITech it's much more than a software. It's also a great team of experts in finance or asset wealth management. But besides the knowledge, skills, or professional experience, what other qualities do you value most in a human team?
Yeah, very, very good question. Because I believe the soft skills are so important as the hard skills. And so having people working with us that shares the same values is very important. And what values I'm talking about? I'm talking about, first, a long-term vision. So we are not here to make big profits in the short term and go to home. We are here for the long term. Second, integrity, ethics, very important, because we are in a space, we are serving clients in a space which reputation is key. So integrity and ethics is very important, and keeping our reputation is super important. Another important value that we have is teamwork. So we were able to attract very good people, but again, those people, those persons, they need to work as a team. So it must be a teamwork, and they must collaborate between them. And I believe we have been successful keeping this mindset in the company. Mm-hmm. And of course, we cannot forget the clients. Without the clients, we go anywhere. So good people serving the clients. The clients, they want great technology, but they also want great service, and the service is always done by the right people. So mm-hmm. Those are the soft skills that I really think it's important for us.
Yes, for a human team. BRITech started by helping customers across South America. Then you got expanded to North America and Europe. You have now 13 offices around the world. What are the biggest challenges of the internationalization process?
Yes. So again, the short story is we started the company. So we went to the market in 2014, serving the Brazilian clients. And in the first 4 years, we started in Brazil. After 4 years in Brazil, then we realized that it was the right time to start the international expansion. Then we started to expand to the rest of Latin America, which means for us in this investment management space means Mexico, Chile, Peru, and Colombia. And in 2020, last year, we started to expand to North America and Europe. So basically, as you said, we have a presence in 13 countries. We have partners in all of those regions. They are specialized in the investment management space. So they distribute our technology on their regions. Again, going after the small and medium asset wealth managers. So we in 2018 we created a distribution model that allowed us to go to internationally without any kind of restriction, because if you go by yourself, it's very hard to do it in parallel, very expensive. So what we did, we created a distribution partnership model, and we have now partners in those 13 regions. and they are. It's a win-win partnership. So it's good for us. It's good for the partners, everyone, and it's good for the clients as well. So again, the clients are very important. So the clients, they are served by someone speaking in the native language. So in Madrid, we have a partner speaking Spanish. In the United States, we have a partner speaking native English. In UK, native English, and so on. So that's the distribution strategy that we built in 2018, and we started doing it since then.
And when did you decide to go abroad, to go out of Brazil? When and why?
Yes, we started to think about in 2017. Why? Because after 4 years expanding our market in the Brazilian market, we realized. So now we are in Brazil. Now we have this deep, comprehensive, and deep technology. It's serving the clients deeply and comprehensively. Why not? We tried to go to the rest of Latin America. It was a test by then, and we started to expand in 2018, and it was the market was very receptive. So of course, for each new country we land, we have to localize the technology, because every country has different regulations and different specific things. So for each country, we had to localize the technology, but it was a successful venture. Then after 2 years expanding to the rest of Latin America, 2018, 2019, then in 2020 we made a decision to go to North America and Europe.
Yeah, Yuryi, how do you see what I consider one of the most promising and fast-growing markets, but at the same time, I think it's very difficult to get in. I'm talking about China, Singapore. I mean, all the Far East. I think this is a huge market. The regulation is completely different, but especially for fintech company, there are huge unicorns there. So how do you see that market, and how do you? Have you ever considered getting there?
Yes, very interesting question. So again, we cannot do everything in parallel. So this year, 2021 first, 2021, we are landing to all the countries, or all the most important countries in Europe in terms of investment management. So we have a presence in the UK, Iberia, Benelux, Italy, and we are about to start to land in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. So in this year, we are going to have a presence in the most important countries in terms of investment management in Europe. Then we believe that we can start our expansion to Asia and Middle East. Next year, 2022, we are planning to do it.
Okay, my question, my following question goes in that direction. How do you see BRITech in 10 years?
Sorry?
No, excuse me. No, I was saying that my next question goes in that direction. How do you see BRITech in 10 years' time?
10 years. Okay. Yes. We believe, again, we have a infinite mindset. So long term, again, our plan is to IPO the company in 2025. So in 5 years, we believe we can have a size good enough to IPO the company. And in 10 years, we believe that we are going to have the company working, growing, already a public company, and again, long-term vision.
That's very interesting, and in that sense, your opinion is especially interesting. And as you said, you've been 20 years and you've been in the traditional industry. You are leading a fintech. How do you see the present and the future of the financial services sector?
Yes, future will be very interesting, I believe, because the fintech revolution is here. Maybe 10 years ago, it was a question mark, but I believe nowadays no one will disagree that fintech is here for the long term. Of course, I believe in the years to come, there's going to be some consolidation in the market, because we have some niches in the fintech space. You have the payments, you have the investment management. So, and in some of those niches, you are thousands of fintechs. So I believe, of course, some of them will be here in 20 years from now. But it's common. It's regular business. You have lots of small companies, and some will succeed, others not, and they will be consolidated by the winners. Of course, not only one winner. There is space for more than one fintech, maybe tens of fintechs, depending on the space, maybe few hundreds, but not thousand. I think so. But fintech is here, and you see open banking in Europe is moving forward, and we can see the good benefits already coming from the open banking strategy that started many years ago.
And a challenging question, a difficult question for you. Do you think that the banks will disappear?
I don't think so. I believe there is space for large banks. Maybe some of them will disappear, or again will be acquired by the winners. But I believe that the large banks will be there in 20 years from now. But and I see a lot of large and traditional banks. They have innovation teams, technology innovation teams already trying to reinvent the banks, because they see if they don't do that, they will not be here for the long term.
Yuryi, you are a successful entrepreneur. This is not your first company. Before BRITech, you founded another financial software company with 300 employees. You say your customer success is your mission, but what is the key of your own success?
My first company was a different story, and I learned from that story. It's very important when we learn from our personal experience, because we sold part of the company to a big technology player, but and we had a project with that big player, but after 1 year only, that big player was acquired by an even bigger player, and that even bigger player did not have any intention to move forward with the plans we originally have with the first big player. So what happened? It was not for me. It was not a good story, because after 2 years only, I was not part of the. I was still in the company, but I wasn't equity stakeholder. And as a founder and entrepreneur, it doesn't make sense for me to stay if you are not an equity stakeholder. Then I left the company, and then 4 years later, I started BRITech. So in the first years, I tried to move to a different space, different from investment management space. But after 2 years, I realized that it was a mistake. It was not smart to get rid of all my experience, all my knowledge, all my network in that space. So I came back to my original space, investment management space, and I found BRITech. That's it.
In any case, entrepreneurship is in your DNA. Has it become in some way sort of addictive to start a company from scratch and make it grow once you've already launched another? Or I don't know if it's like an addiction to make grow a company from scratch.
Yeah. I don't think I am a serial entrepreneur, because really I'm in my second company. I believe that that's going to be my last company, and last forever. Well, of course, forever is too long, but for 20 years from now. And again, my plan, my original plan with the previous company was not exiting back in 2010. So I hope I don't make the same mistake I did in the previous company, and I hope that's why we have the IPO plans. By the way, again, if you IPO the company, you can stay in the game for tens of years. So that's the plan. Again, I don't see myself as a serial entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur, and I like what I do, but I'm not that entrepreneur that build, make it grow and sell. I'm here to the long term.
Mm-hmm. What is the best part for you, or what do you enjoy the most? Making grow your company, making your growth.
That's the answer. Making it grow is the best part. So again, a lot of people say the journey is more interesting than the destiny. I really believe that. That's why we have not only me, but I got surrounded by people with the same long-term interest and the long-term mindset. So IPO the company is the best way to execute the long-term strategy.
Okay, and finally, we all have role models, people we admire and that inspire us. I don't know if you have one. Who is your role model or the company you admire the most?
I like a lot of companies.
An entrepreneur, maybe somebody who has inspired you?
Yeah. I'm a 57 years old guy, so I am from the 80 years. So I admire a lot Bill Gates. I admire a lot Steve Jobs. Those are the people that I try to follow the same long-term vision they established since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. As yet, I don't know if you have a final question or something you want to say to Yuryi.
Well, yeah, a couple of questions. Both of them are personal. How do you make compatible? How do you make it work with your personal and your family and your family and the work and the personal and your personal life? And the second is a second personal question, which is the book you will recommend anybody that wants to start a company.
Okay, good question. So and not easy to answer, because in my first company it was really I work a lot. In the first 7 years, I didn't have. I used to work 7 days per week, like 16 hours per day for 7 years. It was really very hard. But we were, after 7 years, I could start to having holidays and vacations, and it was really important, because I was so tired after 7 years working so hard, and I was lucky to have a wife that understood my why I was doing that, and she took care of our kids, and she gave me space to focus on the company, and she took care of the kids. I have 3 kids, and my first daughter, she was born in the 3rd year of my first company. So at that time I was working really hard, as I said. So in the second company, I really started working hard, but since the beginning, I attracted the best people I could. So it was hard work, but not so crazy as in the first company. Okay. And what's the second question?
The book.
The book, yes. I love a book, and I recommend for entrepreneurs, because when I read this book, like 1 or 2 years ago, I think it was 2019, I think so. It was a book from Simon Sinek. The book is called Infinite Game. I don't know if you guys know this book, but I really recommend, because it explains some games, they don't have an end. So the business game does not have a game. So if you are winning this year, it doesn't mean that you are going to win next year. So the business is a infinite game. Very interesting. I really recommend for entrepreneurs. My daughter is another entrepreneur, one of the 3 kids, and I gave her this book, and she loved, and she started to realize why she thinks the way she thinks, and that's my recommended book, Azier.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Yuryi, for your recommendation, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us, to have this conversation and share with us your experience as an entrepreneur, a successful one. And thank you, Asier Uribe Echeverria, as well, for having this conversation too with us. I want to thank you, both of you, and I wait forward to speak again.
Yes, thank you very much. I hope I can go to Europe in the second half of this year. I hope, because I used to travel a lot, and I'm really maybe I am addicted addicted to traveling. I really love to meet people, and now we have this virtual thing, but it's great, but it does not replace the personal meetings. So I hope I can go to Europe and meet in person you guys. Thank you very much.
And have a good dinner here. We hope we can go to Brazil as well and get that and celebrate carnivals. We know you cannot do it that this year, but we hope the next year we can do that. So wait for us, because for the next carnivals we're going to visit you.
I hope so.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.